Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I'm back, and today I want to talk to you about what I think Marvel Strike Force does better, the Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So today I'm only going to show you Disney Sorcerer's Arena gameplay, and even though I'm talking about what Marvel Strike Force does better, I'm doing that because if you're on my channel, you play Marvel Strike Force, and you know what Marvel Strike Force looks like, so there's no reason for me to show you Marvel Strike Force gameplay. Instead, I'd rather show you more of the Disney game, so you guys can get a better idea of what it's like. So first off, a small thing I wanted to talk about. If you go into the characters, I think one of the very satisfying things about Strike Force is upgrading character skills. I think you can find a pretty significant jump in how useful a skill is by upgrading it, and I think it's very satisfying to upgrade character skills. I don't think that's here in Disney Sorcerer's Arena. For example, they only have 3 tiers. Now, of course, this game's very early on. They might add more, but I feel even at this point, Strike Force had 5 or 6 tiers. I know they added a couple tiers as the level cap increased, but I still thought we had more early on. And even at that, there's not a significant, like, these numbers are horrible. Deal 30% bonus damage if the target is affected by vulnerable. Ooh, 30% bonus damage. Look at this one. When you use this ability, he gets a health shield worth 10% of the damage dealt. 10%, a whole 10%. So I don't know. I just don't really think in this game the skill upgrades are that great. I'm just not a huge fan of this system for the skill upgrading. I just think they're not significant enough for it to really matter. The next thing I want to talk about are their graphics. Now, when I mean graphics, I'm not necessarily talking about the actual visuals. I'm more talking about the animations. I think these graphics themselves are fine. I mean, again, they're a little ugly. Like, now again, keep in mind I'm playing this on an emulator, so it's somewhat stretched, but still, like, that's a little ugly to me, so I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't think the graphics themselves are a problem. I think these will age well. It's sort of cell shaded to a certain extent, so I think these graphics will look as good as they do now 5 years down the line. So I think they're timeless, but I just don't think they're necessarily the best looking graphics in the whole world. But really where I think this comes into play is with the actual animations themselves. So let's go into a battle. I want to show you guys what animations look like, just so you can get an idea of how, if you want a lesson on how to do good animations, this will be a good lesson right here. If you compare these animations to Marvel Strike Force's animations, you can see the importance of things such as a recoil animation or stuff like that. Those kind of things really show when you're comparing a game like this to Marvel Strike Force. So let's hit somebody here. Let's have Aladdin hit this guy. Let's watch that animation. Oh my goodness, it's like hitting wet noodles against each other. Look at that. Look, he didn't even like flinch. Like he's like, when you hit him, when somebody gets hit in Marvel Strike Force, they're like, ugh. Like they go flying and stuff like that. Like when a character dies, like their ragdoll physics and stuff like that. I mean, look, they have a death animation which is cool in concept, but it isn't as satisfying as Marvel Strike Force's ragdoll physics. So in a game like this, really at the end of the day, the reason why we're playing this is so we can hit our favorite action figures against each other. Like the reason why I'm playing Marvel Strike Force is so I can use Wolverine and I can hit Cyclops with him. That's what I enjoy, and I think a really important thing then is how good it looks when you're hitting your action figures against each other. And in this game, look at this. Oh my god, this is an ultimate. Look at this. I'm falling asleep during that ultimate. I mean, I just don't think I don't think the animations are that well done. That's what I'm referring to in graphics. I think they're not really lively. Like, I just think they're just sort of boring. Like, look at this. It's very similar to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I think Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes animations are not that good, but like, look, that's an ultimate. They just spun around a little bit, just not very visceral. Maybe that's a word for how I feel about the animations in this game. I just, these aren't good. Look at that punch. Like, there's no kill animation or anything. So you get the idea, and I've shown you why I think Disney Heroes Battle Mode isn't that great. And this is the big reason why I couldn't stay engaged with it. It's just not really satisfying to play. Marvel Strike Force, when you unlock a new character, it's pretty exciting to play them in one-time speed, check out all the animations, the kill animations, that kind of stuff. Instead in this game, it's like, why bother? Like it's so you like it's one of those games I don't even want to look at the animations. I'd rather just play itself. I mean, I don't even have to look at it. You know, I'm really not a big fan of the animations. I think there's a lot of parts that come into that. I think the biggest thing is how the enemies act whenever they get hit. You know, Marvel Strike Force, again, enemies, it really seems like they work with a hit. Like, you know, they get hit, you know, like the enemies recoil. You know, in this, it's like that, like when they get hit, it's just not satisfying to hit people in this game. And in a game like this, you're doing that all the time, so it's really important that that feels satisfying, and I just don't think it does in this game. And now the next thing I want to talk about is probably the biggest reason why I don't like this game, and I think it's really I think that what I'm going to talk about now, I think, is a genuine problem. You know, really, the skill up, the animations, you know, that's kind of nitpicky really at the end of the day. I don't think that's that big of a deal. But this game has a VIP system and a battle pass system, both of which I think are sucky systems. Now, a battle pass I don't think is always bad. I think there are games where battle passes work. I mean, I'm a young guy. I played Fortnite, and I think battle passes work well in that game. It just came out in Brawl Stars. I think battle passes work well in that game. I think battle passes work well in games where it's very action-oriented. It's very hop in, play a game, leave, you know, come back the next day. Maybe you'll play 5 games because you have a little bit more time, you know. You play it for a set amount of time. You play a set amount of games. I don't think battle passes work well on games like Future Fight, Disney, Sorcerer's Arena, where it's very progression oriented, very gradual, your gameplay. So let's talk about this VIP system first. I accidentally clicked on my player profile. VIP system. So this is what you could buy in the game for a couple of quality of life things. So let's see how much this would cost to buy. All right, so I'm in the shop. I'm checking out how much the VIP costs. Right here, it costs $10. And then on top of that, they're going to ask you to buy the battle pass for $10. So $20 a month automatically going to this game. Now I should mention, probably the technical value of a VIP and a battle pass is more than what you could get for $10 in a lot of other games, but it's just the concept of the systems, and it's the fact that really nickel and diming, you know, people. I think it adds a lot of pressure that you're like, man, I'm missing out on a battle pass, a VIP system, you know, by not buying them in the game. And I think it adds a lot of pressure to free-to-play players, and I'm just not a huge fan of systems. And I think one on their own is enough. You know, pick one, pick a VIP system or a battle pass system and stick to it. You know, you don't need both of these scummy systems in the game, but let's look at them one at a time. So first off, you $10 for VIP, you get a total of 2,500 gems, which again, technically that's a very good value, I believe, for gems in this game. But like, look at what they're locking behind the VIP system that you do not have access to if you do not spend money. So you run time, you know those challenges we run in Marvel Strike Force, and you can instantly click 1 2 3 to run them. Unless you pay $10 a month, you cannot instantly click them in this game. You have to wait 10 minutes in between them. Again, like, why add that? You're just making things more painful for free-to-play players just to get them to spend money. There's some nice quality of life stuff here that they add. Not even quality of life, it's bonuses. You get bonus daily login claims. You can run the elite stuff, you know, those nodes that are limited runs a little more often. But actually, even then, this is less than Marvel Strike Force. They give 5 runs for free every day. And then they have one touch. You can complete all challenges. This allows you to sort of just complete everything automatically. You just hit one, you complete all your challenges. You know, again, you're making things more difficult for free-to-play players, trying to get them to spend little bit of money. VIP exchange and one touch purchase all. So if you want to purchase all the gold gear in a store, essentially that's the equivalent for Marvel Strike Force. They add a little button there. Auto complete your Tower of Endurance, which is sort of like a Dark Dimension thing, and I guess it must reset every so often, so you can just auto run it. Again, quality of life that they're like, give me $10 for it. And I think the most, like the worst one, 3 times battle play speed. You know, that basic function that's in most games, just simply because it's just basic. It's like a basic thing in a game, having 3 times speeds. In Marvel Strike Force, Stars, Galaxy of Heroes, literally like every game to ever exist. If you want that in this game, you got to give them $10 a month. Plus they give additional save team slots with the VIP system. So I think, I don't even mind the fact that you're giving away bonus premium currency and that kind of stuff. I think that's fine. But I think the fact that they lock quality of life improvements behind a VIP system, I think that's the worst part about it, especially that 3 times. I mean, essentially what they're doing, you know, let's not beat around the bush here. What they're doing here is they're saying, if you're a free-to-play player, we're gonna make the game worse for you because we want you to spend money. You know, I mean, say what you will about Marvel Strike Force's deals, and I think they're pretty overpriced a lot of the time, but at least they don't put things in place where they're like, or we're gonna make your life harder if you don't spend money. You know, I mean, that's what they're saying here. And there's the little Mickey Mouse ears right next to it, just so you know who's doing it to you. Now we have the battle pass system. This is also $10. Again, I think if you had to pick between VIP system or battle pass, I think a battle pass is better for a game, because VIP, you know, I think FG3000, I watched his videos, I think he said it best. You know, VIP system, you stop buying it, you lose all the benefits. That's it. The VIP system's over. Battle pass, you buy it, you earn the rewards, and then you keep the rewards. You know, you're not like you still felt like you get the worth. You feel like you got your value out of it. And you're not like, man, I need to get the next one. You know, VIP, you stop buying it, you lose it really, and that's why I think battle passes are better, because you could just buy one when you like the character or something like that. I think it's better. Again, I still don't think they're good for these kind of games. And if we take a look at the one in this game, I mean, what are you even getting here? I don't get why they had to add a, like, it seems like when they added a battle pass to this game, they didn't know, they're like, it's like a high up executive said, add a battle pass, and they're like, but a battle pass doesn't make sense in our game. They're like, just add it. So they threw a bunch of like random rewards in here. Like, I don't play this game that much, but like this just looks like they're giving out like a random piece of gear right here. Like you're paying money to what? Get like, oh my goodness, it's that's essentially being like, here's some alliance raid credits, or right here, ooh, 80 energy, or you know, stuff like that, or ooh, 100 ultimate chest tokens. I think those, I mean, they must be valuable. They're glowing. You know, here's some tier 3 ability mats, 5 of them. You know, it seems like they didn't. It seems like even the devs knew a VIP system doesn't make sense in our game, so they threw a bunch of random rewards in here. Like, this doesn't look valuable to buy. I think the only thing that's cool about it is they have quests. This is actually kind of fun. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed this. Again, I don't really want this in Marvel Strike Force, because if you have a quest system, that probably means they're going to have a battle pass system. So I don't want a battle pass system, but it was kind of cool that they had these quests that you had to do, like use a certain character's ability X amount of times and stuff like that. Again, you know, I don't want these in Marvel Strike Force, because if they did this, that'd probably mean they're adding a battle pass. But still, it just, I don't get why a battle pass is in this game. You don't need it, and it's not even giving out good rewards. Like, clearly the devs didn't know what to do with a battle pass. Somebody just told them to add a battle pass. So that's my biggest problem with the game. I really value the type of player that, you know, sort of generally is free to play, but will buy a couple of things here and there if they're a good value. You know, and I think things like VIP systems and battle pass systems are very appealing to those kind of players, because they're cheap, good value. But the problem is there's games like this that really abuse the fact that they're good value, and they'll just give you a ton of things that are sort of like technically good values, but they'll just give you so many of them that by the end of the day, if you were to buy everything that's a good value, you're investing $20 a month into this mobile game. And again, I know there are tons of people out there that spend so much more money on video games, but I think a lot of people don't spend that much money. And I think there's games like Marvel Future Fight that did do it right at one point, with only like $3 a month they were asking for. You know, like, that's what I think's reasonable for a mobile game like this, not $20 a month, especially when it's $20 a month for quality of life improvements that they Mickey Mouse here, Disney, locked behind a paywall for you, and then for a battle pass that's literal garbage. Like, it has no purpose to it. So that's really my biggest problem with the game. Again, the fact that I think skills are kind of silly how you upgrade them, and I think the animations are bad, really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. But what I think is bad, and I think sort of it makes this game kind of nasty to me, like kind of, you know, going like, ugh, is the fact that they have a VIP and a battle pass system. Like, they just couldn't decide, so they had to add both of these horrible systems to the game. But you know, with that being said, let me know what you think about Disney Sorcerer, and if you've played it down below. You know, if you just saw it now and watched my video, let me know what you think about the VIP system and the battle pass system. With that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and signing off, guys.